Bump, a bump, a bump, a bump, a bump, bump. Bashers. Hey, everybody. It's June 26th at 5:06. I'm a minute late. Only because I was trying to get this ambery light in my room, but I couldn't figure out how to do it. Sound okay? Everybody good? Just make sure that sounds good. Everybody's hearing everything all right. Want to make sure it's only 8 people in the room. What the? What's going on in Basher World? Is everybody waiting for tomorrow? Who's number one? Top dog. It's Jeff and Michelle. Holy moly. I needed some good news today. Who doesn't need some good news? Hey, Jeff and Michelle. Great to have you in. Number one. Is it for the very first time? That's a song off my solo record called Life Is Now. And it's a very unusual. I look back on that record and I go, what was I trying to do? It's kind of funky. It's got a funky. I'm not very funky. I'm probably the least funky person there is. I'm just white as fuck. I have problems with a waltz. Love for the very first time. It's crazy when I think about why is that on that record. It's very weird. Top dog, number one, to be number one. Fantastic. I have to come up with something for you that I don't even know what to do. I sent off I did a version of Aldila for our incomparable Joe LaFaro. I just wanted something Italian because he's Italian. And what's funny? I said yesterday that I was working on this thing and I just couldn't get the rhythm of it because I'm not funky. And the fact of the matter is, it's just phrased so oddly. And then when I listened to it in Italian, I went, oh, this makes sense. Because the version I was doing is kind of like the Jerry Vale version. Jerry Vale is kind of like there's the Sinatras and the Bing Crosbys. And then there's, Jerry Vale and Al Martino and Jack Jones. There's like levels of the great crooners. Frank's at the tippity top. Tony Bennett, sorry. Technically, Tony Bennett is not, this Frank, and then just kind of like, that's just kind of how it is. I personally think that Bing is the greatest of all time, the crooners, because he had all that amazing glissando he was capable of. But Frank just could swing his ass off and do other things. But I listened to the Italian version, and the version that I did is a little bit Italian, a little bit English, and the translation is where the rhythm gets lost. So I hope you liked it, Joe. I did my for a Mick. The one thing I can do is I can belt because I'm the Ethel Merman of metal. We all know that that's true. Space Ace, talk about the Ethel Merman of metal. It's Space Ace. Many years since I was here. It's Space Ace in at number 2. Hey, Space Ace, great to Ack. That's all I have to say to you. Kevin Landon, the beautiful one, upvoted number 2 today. Best wishes to Dirk and all the Bashers. Watching live today. Hey, you're not working in the slave to the grind. Working. We're watching live today as work is on hold. On hold. Okay, take care. Stay safe and be good to yourselves. Be good to yourselves. Keep cool until the heat wave breaks. It has broken. Heat wave has broken. Like the first dawning. It is cool and beautiful and 69 degrees in New York City. It is like somebody just turned the heat off. I don't know how it happened, but late last night, because Rose's got some strange sleep habits, took a nap during the day. She was up all night, went down there late, and maybe midnight, and it was like a steam room. So horrible. And Bubble, the cat, didn't come, and he usually comes at night, but it was just, he's probably hiding somewhere cool. But I woke up this morning and holy mackerel, it was so cool out. I couldn't believe how cool it was. But yay. Thanks, Kevin Landon. Congrats to Top Dog. Top Dog. Can't believe he got in there at number 1. Top Dog's top dog. Well done, buddy. Well done indeed. I'll have to come up with something for you. I mean, I've got 1 million of them in the bank. I could do that, or I could do something else. we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. Buddy ho, upvoted, missed a few shows, so out of the loop. Yesterday, Top Vogue, let me give you a big bang boom for that because you're just fantastic. Great to see you, buddy ho. Great to see you in the room. We'll give you the little the little one, buddy ho. And Andrew, Canadian $5. Congratulations to Top Dog. Welcome back, bloody. Look at this guy. He's just the greatest thing ever. Enjoy the day and be an inspiration in others' lives. Upvote and subscribe if you can. And the Andrew Wolkowicz gone. Thank you so much for that. So yesterday you missed one. I got a lot of emails. I had to really think about. I didn't really have to think about it. I knew exactly the second I read an email from one of our particular greatest bashers about how I might have been a little bit misguided yesterday. And that is the problem with familiarity. We were talking about Andrew Cuomo and Zoran Mondani, and Tobster was saying he's a communist, and blah blah, and all that stuff. And I said I didn't vote for him, and the truth of the matter is I did not. But she brought up some great points, and I really sat and I read her email, and I sat there and I thought about it. I went, wow, she's totally right. That's why I wanted to celebrate today's day with the beautiful ladies and celebrate the women of iBashers, of which you are many strong now, and I'm very proud of that. But I also want to apologize a little bit for yesterday for being slightly misguided in my own direction, and I should have clarified. And my problem is that I said that I didn't particularly believe a lot of the accusations against Mario Cuomo when I really don't know him. I grew up with them, and I knew his family. I knew his mom, and I went to school with his sister, but I do not know him per se. So his family were very cool people, and I let that color my opinion. Now, multiple women have come out and said things about him. And while it wasn't out and out violence and or the R word, what it was is making people uncomfortable when you're in a position of power, which is one of the worst things you could do to a person. Intimidation, using your power against somebody, men against women, has been going on for ages, and maybe for the first time ever since Me Too. Regardless of whether or not you're of the thinking, and many of us are, and to an extent we're right, but to an extent we're also wrong, that it got out of control and some people got caught in the crosshairs, but it has changed the workplace, and it has changed the landscape for so many of the beautiful and talented and intelligent women who are captains of industry. They are in the entertainment business. They run movie studios. They run big, giant companies. And most of them, if you watched, and I just recently watched Bombshell about Roger Ailes and the whole Fox News debacle. And this was a pervy old guy that used to ask women to twirl. And while you might think in its simplicity that that's not such a big deal, but it really is, because he's the boss. And he's basically asking you to turn around like a piece of merchandise. And he says it's a visual medium, so twirl. And they hesitantly did it. And it's unacceptable and grotesque. And I want to apologize for that, because maybe, and I brought up in my reply, when Brett Kavanaugh was being vetted to be on the Supreme Court. And there was a situation where, he had some accusations against him. Now, I have never been more upset, or by news doesn't affect me because I'm so numb to it all. But when that thing was going on, I was 100% in her camp. And I just feel like I made a very, very, very big mistake to not reply about that whole thing. I'm just going through my email last night, and it was like a Christine Blasey Ford. She's a clinical psychologist. She's a professor, and she had no reason to come out of the shadows and say that this is what happened, experience that she had when she was in college. And people laughed at her and shamed her, and they victim shamed her. And I don't think I've ever been more upset by something in the news. That when that was going on, I was so firmly, adamantly against him being appointed. But we were also, and currently are, in an administration where people's misdeeds are not held accountable for. It's no big deal. It was a big deal to her, and probably shaped the rest of her life as a human being. So that's what you missed yesterday. And it was, I regret that. I regret being a little blasé about it. Drooby do coffee and some Joe LaFaro handsome glasses. I'm not perfect. I'm definitely not, for sure. And I kind of feel like, because I let my prior knowledge and familiarity with his family, I don't know him in any way, shape, or form. I'll be honest with you, the impression I got from him way back when was that he might be gay. That little bit of that gaydar button kind of just goes, it doesn't matter if somebody's been married or has children, because I know, one of my oldest friends in the whole wide world got married and had children and gay. Sometimes people, especially in an era, the tail end of the era where you couldn't admit you were, and you live a fake life like many, many people did throughout the ages, they had to hide that. And especially somebody who's running for political office, that's another reason, because there's what, how many Pete Buttigiegs are there, And I see a lot of people make fun of him and his husband, they bully him and they say ridiculous things about him. But, not to sound religious or anything, but he who is without sin may cast the first stone, and that's not particularly, biblically it's a sin, but in the modern era, it's certainly not. But this is just a really nice guy who's got kids and a husband, and has some really great ideas to share with the world. And the rest of your fucking Nazis. So there. Drop a link if you want to see Cinque Terre. I got to do it here, right? You bet I do, Carolyn Martin. Hold on a second. Now I know how it works. So paste. Carolyn Martin's in Cinque Terre. Do we want to see it? We sure freaking do. There's the link. How fun is that? I'm now learning how to go and grab all the links while I'm talking. I look at the most recent chat just to see what's going on, because sometimes something happens and I can't see it, and I don't get to it in 15 minutes because I'm yakking. So yeah. So hey, Nick Brooker sent me a nice email too. Good afternoon and evening. Looking forward to tuning in later tonight and catching up. Have a good one, as we say in Blois. Have a good one, man. Yeah, I knew you sent me some stuff for the show. I'm very excited about that. That is fantastical. How great. Did it not go to my... Oh, I'm no Jerry Vale. Let's go back to... I want to go to my inbox. Did it get rid of all my... It did. I have to go through that. I'll just wait for Carolyn Martin to show up in the interim. I'll just highlight all the great photos that you guys have for the Gallery of Bastards today. And Nick Brooker is one of them, as is Instant Martian. Look, double from Nick Brooker. How great. How great. So, yeah, so Carolyn Martin's in Italy right now. Oisin did a live stream today. I don't know if he's still going live, but he's been on there all day covering the Jeff Bezos wedding to Lauren Sanchez. It turns out that they're already married. So I don't know. They were talking about the church, like Santa Maria della Orta or wherever it is. And, but they're already married. So maybe they don't need a church. Maybe they're just going to be doing, a big party. Sounds like they rented out the whole friggin' town for it. Absolutely ridiculous, but great to see you in the room. And Nick Brooker, absolutely amazing. And we had an introduction to a brand new brand new, wonderful Lisa, who was saying, welcome, Lisa, if you're watching today. Thanks for coming in yesterday like a house on fire and sharing your world with us. That's what we do here at iBashers during the weekday. On Friday, we just have a couple of drinks and get a little bit sassy. And that's a lot of fun, too. So while we wait for Carolyn Martin, are you going to do that? Yeah. Tobster McDonkey says, oh, so Blasey Ford was connected to a bunch. Of course you say that, because you're just to Diane Fine. Yeah, it was a conspiracy against that guy. It was a conspiracy for sure. Yeah. Look for every reason to support your extremist views. You're an extremist, man. You are very. I've gotten all those emails from you. I am not an extremist, and I don't want my show to be that. So I just said I believed her. You didn't. That's the end of that story. Renaissance. Start listening to the way you talk to yourself. These interactions will tell you well you know yourself, how well you know yourself, how much you respect yourself, and what boundaries you are lacking. Well, I know now. Alone with fear. That was very profound for considering what I just said, you know. Look on the other side of the fence for a little while. It's very dangerous to stay on your side of the lane. You know, every once in a while you need to go look to see what other people are feeling and thinking. Because I do it all the time. That's why I'm, you know, my liberal friends think I'm far right, and my far right friends think I'm a bleeding heart liberal. Because I do have a couple of different opinions of things. You know, I'm a pretty centrist kind of fellow. I just don't like a lot of stupidity. Alone with fear can rapidly turn into panic. Being alone with frustration can rapidly turn into anger. Being alone with disappointment can rapidly turn into discouragement, and even worse, despair. And we don't want that. Renaissance. In nature, nothing is perfect and everything is perfect. Agreed. Trees can be contorted, bent in weird ways, and they're still beautiful. Actually, they're more beautiful than ever. Why do Kitty's Angels have pow-pows in there? Because it's Charlie's Angels. You know, also, the reason why I did that is because I wasn't aware of YouTube's policy for cats wielding guns. So I put that in there as a background. Because, you know, they can get mad at me and do all that stuff and say I'm promoting violence, or which I'm not, obviously. So it's 2 thumbnails I did, and I superimposed them in Photoshop. Anyway, that's why they have pow-pows. Which I believe that every person has a right to own legally. I do. Just not automatic weapons. Hitesh C, number 5. Hitesh. Hi, all. Happy Thursday. Carolyn, the link's in there. Did you get it? Do I have to click on it? Hold on, let me go find it. I sent it to you. Did you see it? There it is. There's the link. That's the way it works in the chat, right? You know? Could do that. Yeah. Here you go. So Topster says he doesn't believe any of it. See, that's what happens when you don't believe any of it. You don't believe any of it. That's the mistake I made yesterday, which is what I was trying to illustrate. I made a mistake by just dismissing it. You can't dismiss it when women say that they were sexually harassed by somebody. You cannot do it. Maybe the truth will come out in the end and it'll be proven that it's not true. But you can't discount people. That woman had no... That's all made up shit. It's all ridiculous. But anyway, Carolyn, come on in if the water's just fine. You know. Congratulations to Top Dog. Top Dog, hit to see. Even a squirrel finds a nut once in a while. That sounds so southern. Number 5 is like my happy place. One day. Steve Mac 3. Did you send us stuff today? You did. Great. I want to make sure we have some of your work in here too, along with the denizen of our own Julian. Mart, Top Dog, congratulations. And Bronson, number 1, to be in the room, to be number 1. Melly C, happy Friday Eve, Dirk and all the bashers. Congratulations to Top Dog, the beautiful one, the beautiful people, the beautiful people. Steve Zaliski, hey. Good evening, Dirk and all. Only snuck in at number 10. Number 10 is great. Upvote if you can. The water's just fine. You must try harder. Note to self. Have a great show, everyone. Have a great... Thank you so much for... You're here, so it's great. And Franco Fiore, grazie mille, signore. Always great. Where are you right now, my friend? Where are you, Franco Fiore? Where are you? where are you? I should say, Drooby, Drooby, Doo, where are you? How about yesterday and finding out that No Name, which is currently still No Name, the kitten cat from the cornfield or whatever field that was, that ran to Heather and said, take me home, take me home, take me home, take me where you want to be. Anybody remember that hit? Take me home. I've always said that all the guys from the 90s sound like Cher. The Chris Cornells and Eddie Vedders and all those guys. Yeah, take me home. See you there. I was yeah. They'll sound like Cher. My lucky number is 13. It's got to be somebody's, right? Dave Fitzsimons, whoop, whoop, let's bash. Whoop, whoop, let's bash. Oh, this one doesn't have a membrane. Ooh. Melly C upvoting. She's upvoting, Melly C. The beautiful lady. She's there. Eminem Melly. Sheen is rebel streaming you. Oh, well, he's been on for hours and hours and hours. When I get to 300,000 subscribers, I'm just going to rebel stream him too. Not as bad as double streaming Dirk's Sunday Mass. Oh, did he do that too? I don't know why that's happening. First it was Tim, now it's my partner in crime. What the fuck? He's rebel streaming me. The loyal bastards are here. I know that they are, Andrew. I know that. And listen, he's walking around showing everybody where Jeff Bezos is getting married and all of that stuff. I watched some of it earlier, but it was hours ago. I didn't realize it was on this long. Hey, Grid One Motorsports. Hey, never saw your name in the chat before. Welcome to the show. It's your show I just hosted. Grid Number One Motorsports. Sup? Let's do that. Sup? I hear that's the number. Don't take offense to this in any way, shape, or form, but friends of mine who are on Grindr and shit, they say that's the number one thing that when they get a message from somebody, it always says, sup. Andy M, good evening, sir. Wishing you and yours only good things. Only good things to you, buddy. Let's hit your banner. Let's get your banner. Only good things. Great to have you in the room, as always. It's always great to have you. Ray says, I might take up the hand loom. You're going to make your own jumpers? Steve Mac 3 says, evening to my basharoos. Evening. In life, as in politics, where you stand depends on where you sit. That's great. That's terrific. Please, Carolyn. Yeah, I'm waiting. She's not showing up in my room. I don't know why that is, Come on in. Oh, wow. I'm waiting. Topes just says, if I question it, then find mountains of hard factual proof that they are lying, I'm a cultist. No, but you sent me a lot of stuff in an email, and that it was all shit you got off of far right-wing media. That's not proof. Believe me. And I wrote you back every single time, and then you never wrote me back. Just let you know. I play fair. I always wrote you back, and then eventually I realized I'm talking to a brick wall. And I don't want to get into that shit anyway. Just go lead your far right-wing life and enjoy it. And if you want to come here and we'll talk about watches and planes and cats, I'm happy to do that. It's just like, I'm not a lefty, and socialists aren't communists. They're not. Europe is not communist. Dave Fitzsimons, I wonder if she reads the reviews and returns policy before she said yes. Oh, well, the Amazon has a wonderful return policy. So, I saw a lot of people doing a lot of stupid stuff, like they made a Jeff Bezos raft, and there's a lot of protests. And listen, I love Venice, and it is a very it's built, its whole economy is tourism. So, you're going to get some of that shit, but that's like the big money stuff, So I would be less worried about that than I would be more worried about all the shit bags that they let in there too, that wreck the place and leave the pizza boxes and do the littering and, all of that stuff. I would just do that, Yeah. Ray wants to know, Tobster, what's your favorite film? See, that's more interesting to this show. That's way more interesting. You know, way more interesting. He's jelly because you. It's spaghetti-o. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the girl with the wrench. It's Carolyn Martin live from
Hello,
Italy.
hello, hello.
Ciao, buonasera.
Sì, sì. Buonasera. Ah, better.
Dove sei?
Okay. Let's see. Let's
Dove sei?
show you something good.
Live on the show. It's an exclusive, guys. Oh, look at this. How pretty is that? You should turn your camera the other way. Oh, you can't.
This
It's
way?
too late to do it now. It's
No,
too. Oh, yeah, that's
I
it. That's how you
can't, I
work.
don't
Yeah,
think.
yeah, you can. It worked.
Okay.
Yeah, turn it the other way
So
because we
that's
get the.
that's
Turn your
this
camera
way.
to landscape. Yes, that's great.
Okay.
That looks
So that's
fantastic.
the small church in town. And I might lose you guys, but we'll give it a shot.
It's live TV. What can
Welcome
you
to
do?
Rio Maggiore.
Rio
Scusa.
Maggiore. What's going on over there? We'll suffer through it.
That is the one car. It's a town bus.
So there's no. This
That's
is
it.
also this is another city where there are no cars, right? This is a walking town. I've never been, so.
No.
Oh, are you on that
So
main street where I'm always
so
on that map when I do the
there
Google
are
Maps thing? Are
no,
you?
and I don't want to take up your time. I just
Yeah,
figured I'd
you're
give
not
you a few
taking up
minutes
my
of,
time. This is great. This is great live TV.
well, the Bashers.
It's Basher's
The
live
Bashers.
from Cinque Terre. Fantastic.
So
Look
as
at
you
that.
can see, yeah, this is very different
Are you on that main street?
kind of lifestyle.
Can you hear
Yep,
me?
this is the main street.
Okay, you can.
Can you hear
So
me?
this is this yes. So this is the one that goes
This is the
straight
main
down to
street.
the sea.
Yeah, see.
It goes
And
straight
then
down.
you'll have roads that go off.
Right.
Yep. You'll have
Yeah,
roads that
I've been down this road a
so it's
couple of
going to be
times on
annoying.
Google Maps.
See? And then
Very
it's pretty
cool.
quiet tonight. It's actually
Very good.
the
Well, it's late
cooler
there.
night.
What time is it there?
Yeah, it's
11:30?
late, but uh 11:30. We had dinner. Here, I'll show you guys some of the foliage.
Hey,
And
Gary.
you'll notice one thing is consistent. He says hello. Aspetta.
Aspetta.
So,
Uh-oh, what's going on there?
everywhere is stairs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Everywhere is
well,
stairs.
you're in a hill town.
So just to give you an idea,
Yeah, it's a hill town.
that's it's definitely a hill town. So let's get down the hill pretty quick.
Yeah,
How's it
going
going,
down is not.
Bashers?
Is there a funicular in that town to go from the seaside up to the top or no?
No.
Funiculi.
Say some of the you see the town just goes up.
Yeah. It's great.
So
I've never been to that part of
the
Italy. I've been
buildings.
around it, but I've never been there. Ray says
Well,
your
we were
hair looks
actually in
amazing.
a seaside town. Oh, guys, I had to use my husband's phone, and it just told me there's low battery. So I love you.
Low
I love
battery.
you, Bashers. And
Low
if I can
battery.
join again when I get to the marina, I'll give you a quick fist. Okay, ciao,
Yeah.
guys.
You got the link now. Ciao, grazie mille. Ci vediamo. And she's gone. That was so fun to have her pop in. How great was that? She's still there? No, she's gone. Yeah, she didn't just know how to set it off. How wonderful is that? Carolyn have the best time there ever. Melly C says, hi, Carolyn. I wonder if she read the reviews and returns piles. That's where we were, right? Where were we? See, you're not going to get that. See, you're not going to get what you're looking for in this particular instance right now. I see that. Kevin Landon says, I share Ray Ray's view of Bezos' wedding extravaganza. Yeah, I know. It's just a load of shit. Anyone ever see the film Wag the Dog? No, I just know the George Michael song. But wow, a lot of people dropped off here. I had 50 people in the room 5 minutes ago. What happened? Hello, Carolyn. Auntie Carolyn, the hair looks great and very pretty. Dave Fitzsimon's watching this. I'm wondering where I've gone wrong in life. Yeah, I know. Well, get your ass over there. I mean, listen, she doesn't live there full time either. She's just there a couple times a year, and you can make that happen too. That's what we're trying to do. We're talking about starting out with 4 to 6 months out of the year, and then maybe making it more and more and more. And that's all going to start around the late August and September of this year, when we decide how we're going to go and do it. Are we going to rent for a while first? That's probably what we're going to do. Unless that place that we really like is still available and they say yes to us, because it's been for sale forever. A trolley from the sea to the top of the hill would probably get much use. It would. Listen, when you think about the terrain in Italy, a lot of these towns were not tourist towns. They were fishermen's villages. So they didn't have any reason for any of that kind of infrastructure. And now that they have tourists, those things come eventually. Like when I used to go to Trieste a lot, and hopefully I'll go back many, many times because I love that city. It's beautiful. Trieste is incredible. They have a funicular where they have like a little tram that goes up to Opcina, which is at the top of the hill. And it's amazing. There was an accident a couple of years ago and it was out of commission for 4 or 5 years, but it's back. Thanks, Carolyn. It was great to have you on the show, Carolyn. Thanks for popping in on us. What village is she in? She is in Rio Maggiore, Panel Power. Monterosso al Mare, Vernazza, Corniglia, Mararola, or Rio Maggiore. She's in Rio Maggiore. That's where she is right now. Hey, Nick Brooker. Great to have you. Just joining the catch up. You just missed Carolyn Martin. She was in from Rio Maggiore. Having a great time. Tracy Ferris is here. Great to have you in the room. Ray says, lifestyles of the rich and shameless was comment on Bezos' wedding. Who cares? That's what I have to say about the whole Jeff Bezos wedding thing. Who fucking cares? Man. He's 61 years old. He's already had a long marriage and he's making him, it's like having giant birthday parties when you're, past 18. Once you're an adult, have a milestone. Like even like with M's big birthday party, we didn't have a big giant party per se. It was a great get together, like a great dinner. Yeah, we traveled a little bit and that was amazing. That's the way to do that. That's the way. But to have like a big, like giant extravaganza, I like the low-key, classy, elegant thing that Dana pulled off. That was one of the best times I've really had. It was really it was a great group of folks. It was a great place, which I'd never been to that part of the world. I just thought it was fantastic. That's the way to do it. And when you have this kind of money, and her, I mean, I don't know her very well and I don't really know her history, but apparently she's got a lot of her own money compared to most people. She's rich. So I guess that's a good thing, right? Who knows? Who cares? Ray says he's marrying Michael Jackson. I'm so out of touch. She's had a lot of work done. And she didn't always have that work done. She had that work done kind of recently, right? Let's put this into perspective. Jeff Bezos makes $143,000 per minute. Is that how much money he makes per minute? Listen, I'm just as guilty as everybody else. I wish I didn't use Amazon, but I do. I use it. I'm not a daily person, but I use it. I've been a Prime member because I used to buy books. Remember when it was a place that sold books? It was a book market. Tracy Ferris says maybe Bezos is a good tipper. Let's hope she and he help the economy. Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it. Listen, who's going to make money in Venice this week? Cipriani, Gritty Palace, Daniele, the Amman, the Europa Regina, the big hotel, the Excelsior. What he should have done. This is what Jeff Bezos should have done. He's been planning this wedding for a really super long time. He should have done it at the Grand Hotel de Bain on the Lido, which is going to open in a couple of years. He should have put a shitload of money into that to get that kick started, to refurbish that thing. And he should have had his wedding there. It's on the Lido. There's beachfront, elegant dining, everything you could want in the world. Way cooler than the Amman. The Amman is a super upscale, modern hotel shoved in a palazzo. It's cookie cutter luxury, super ridiculously overly expensive nonsense. There's no reason I would never want to stay in I want to stay in a place that has history and has some interesting stuff. That's just, cunty elegance, and who cares? It's just, and it starts at like 8,000, 5,000, 4,000 a night for that. And it's not even in a great spot. It's like on the way to Canareggio. It's like, meh. I wouldn't want to go up. I don't want to stay there. I want to stay where the action is. He should have, if I was Jeff Bezos, but I'm obsessed with the demand, I would have done that. A year ago, I would have put $100 million. That's nothing. That's like a $5 bill, right? Do I have a $5 bill on me? I have singles. I have $5 bill. I'd be like, I'd take the $5 bill and I'd say, throw it at the Deba and say, I'm going to get married here next year. Have everybody stay in the hotel, because there's 300 rooms there, or 200 and something rooms, and everybody's in house, and you don't have to clog up the works. There's private boats and private launches if you want to go to Venice. It would have been the greatest thing. See, I came up with it. He makes $3,715 per second. Wow. And kept the top floor for himself, business right. Of course it is. The Amman, where would you rather stay? Let's see, Amman, Venice. Let's go look at this shit. Images. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show you the Amman in Venice. Money doesn't always buy you class. It definitely doesn't. But it buys you going to fancy hotels in Venice. So this is the Amman, right? So it's a palazzo. It's a palazzo. It's got a little garden on the side. It's very Venetian. The Alcova, the Tiepolo suite. That's it, right? Well, that's it. So, like you're in somebody's palace. There's the bar, great plasterwork, great sheets. There's the little patio area. That's the Amman. That's the wedding if you're going to get married there. It feels like you're in some kind of palace. So would you rather stay there or would you rather stay here? Here, look at this thing. Look at that thing on the beach. It's just the most amazing place. We've stayed there, and it's incredible. It's got a pool. It's on the beach. Look at that. Look at that. Wouldn't you rather stay? Venice is right in the back over there. That's it. That's classy. And the Deba, which I've shown you a million times, right? Which is finally getting some reopening. The Deba, Venice. I spelt it wrong. Shit. That's what I want. Look at this beautiful thing. He should have grabbed that place. Look at this beautiful place. And look where Venice is. It's right behind there. Boom, you're there. But it's a 10-minute boat ride. Unbelievable. With a beach right in front of it. He could have done that. I don't know. Which would you have done? I don't know. It's crazy. 7.9 million per hour. So he makes 10 to 12 million during this show. Good for him. I know. If I was in Venice, I'd walk around singing Just a Gigolo for the ladies that showed up for the wedding. I think you'd do all right there, Andrew. I don't think you'd have much of a problem. Look at all their plastic. Isn't it fantastic? Listen, I switched back to the bottles because I like the convenience of it, only because they're 100% recycled now. And this is, the worst thing in the world. I know that's terrible and I shouldn't do it. It's a horrible, horrible thing. I know. But, everybody's got their vice. If you're feeling down, depressed, and lonely, Top Dog, $10. Thanks for all the cheering up. I need a win today. Been a rough. What happened, Jeff? Tell us what's going on in your world. I'm going to give you a giant bang boom for that. What happened? Yeah, it couldn't be as bad as this guy, right? Where is he? I'll give you kazoos. Melly C says he can do that for his next wedding. Yeah, I don't know. Top Dog, why don't you tell us what's going on? You sent me pictures? Did you send me pictures today? Send me some pictures so I can talk about you all for the next 15 minutes. Send us something that's going to make us go, Jeff's the greatest. Did we find out what the name of No Name is yet? No, we did not. Everybody was very cute giving their suggestions. Listen, we got our way the last time. We got K, even though Drew was the one who came up with K, which was hilarious. That's why I was like, it's got to be K. It's the greatest name ever. But isn't it great that it happened in real time on this show? I'm like proud as punch of you bashers, the beautiful stuff that you guys do for everybody. Who's coming back? They're back from outer space. Land ho.
That's the marina.
Oh, you're right at the marina, but you're many stories up there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you on like a balcony or are you on like a public, like
a
il
balcony.
balcone per la strada?
Balcony. What do you think, guys?
Oh, wow. Oh, so you guys are staying right on the water.
Yep.
Wait a second. So that's your joint? That's your view?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's great. And I love the Italians with the asciugamani on those clothesline.
Yes. At night especially.
Asciugamani towels.
That's the best. It's time for Gallery of Bastards. Bashers, isn't it?
It's time for the Gallery of Bastards. Thanks, Carolyn and Gary.
All right, ciao, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you, honey. That's great. Thanks for joining on in. It is. It's time for the Gallery of Bastards. Send me your shots. The sublime, the obscure. Did you send us anything? Top Dog, send us something. What makes you tick? Send us pictures that make you tick. Send us the picture that makes Jeff tick.
The Gallery of Bastards. Send me the shots. The sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
You know, Emmett, we should really turn that into a full song. Because it's a great, catchy metal tune. You share it with me, and I share with the world. That'll be the ends. Bigger, with bombs, flash pots, hydraulic lifts. We could wear leather. Or not. Or not. A quick intro pics. Longtime listener and very recent Out of the Shadows to Bashers. Love the community and the spirit of the show. I feel like I know all the characters and regulars. You do. You're 56. You're married with a 21-year-old daughter, and you're from the UK. And this is Tilly, his rescue baby. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say welcome to the show. It is Nick Brooker to the Gallery of Bastards. First time out. We love it. And here's Tilly. Oh, look at beautiful Tilly. Hello, honey. Yes, pleather, Melly C. Do I have my pleather pants here? I do. You want to see them? The only reason why I have these out is because I'm throwing out a bunch of stuff. But I recently wore these. Now, I've had these for like 30 years. They were from New York City, from a place called Trip, right? And they're pleather. They're like rubber pleather. And they're so old. Look, there's holes in them. There's like, you can see through the lining. It's crazy. Reason why I have these out, because I was going through all my old stuff, because I actually wore them in a photo shoot, because I do some work for some other guy, and he asked me to put some metal clothes on. So I did. Tilly. Look at the Tilly portrait shot. Oh, my God. Oh, what a beauty. I mean, that is a model for figurines, for Hummel, right? Or Yadro. Oh, action shots. These are great shots. Look at this. Comes in like a roaring tiger. Fantastic, Nick Brooker. Look at these beautiful puppy shots. Looks like a wagon train commercial. Amazing. Oh, look, she's beautiful. Tilly. We love Tilly. Thank you so much, Nick Brooker. What a way to come on. What a way to come on the show. Fantastic. Thanks so much. For the bashes, my Citizen Stormtrooper AW 165004 Eco Drive from Instant Martian. Let's get that cracking. Oh, that's cool. It's a lot of Citizens lately, right? I don't have a Citizen. I guess everybody should have one. Great rehot. It's great design. Great looking watch. Look at that. Citizen, baby. Ooh, it's raining out. Who knew? Who knew? It's raining. It's pouring. My love life is boring me to tears. After all these years, no sunshine, no starlight, no romance. And more Nick Brooker. Hey, got some watches now. Listen, this guy's coming in like a house on fire. Yeah. And look at this beautiful constellation on rubber, baby. That is beautiful, man. Deployant. This is what I'm talking about. Look at that bezel. Is this not a gorgeous watch? You know, Constellation doesn't get nearly enough love, my friends. It just doesn't. You know, it's a beautiful watch in the catalog, and they sell very, very well, but people don't talk about them because they talk about Speedmasters and Seamasters. But that is absolutely beautiful. Oh, heavy hitter. That's a heavy hitter, baby. Polar. It's got the Explorer 2. That was the most wanted watch last year, I think. 100%. Incredible. What's this thing? An Elliott Brown. Now, does that mean that it's completely amagnetic? I'm assuming that's what that means. It's like my Milgauss. Look at that. Great looking bezel. Fantastic. And a lot of loom. Sword hands. Great looking. Nice fit on you, too. Look at that. Now, what is this thing? A CWC. So that's not Chris Ward for sure. What's CWC? I don't know what it is. Beautiful. Great looking watch, man. Look at this collection, my friend. And a Tudor. Ooh, Pelagos. Look at you getting nice. You like the blues, too, I can tell. It suits you. How great is that? What a great collection, man. Great collection of watches. Thank you for what a way to come in and introduce yourself to the folks on the show. How fantastic is that? Nick Brooker, legend, man. Legendary. Amazing. Here's Carl. Dirk, I missed a couple of weeks on the show. Here's my holiday. And for the cat lovers and for the drinkers and for the watch folks. Hey, great is this? Hey, man. I saw this earlier. I was like, I want to know who that cat is. Do you not know? Who doesn't want to know? This is in Mallorca. Who is this Mallorcan cat? I totally want to know who this cat is. Hello, kitty. You're beautiful. What a beautiful cat. Cocktails. What's on offer here? Let's see. Everything made in-house. Oh, desayunos. Breakfast, baguettes, pizza, pasta. Look at the Mallorca. Looks amazing, huh? Oh, look at those drinks, too. Oh, Spaghetti-O. Tudor again. Tudor strikes again. Incredible. Look at that. On the Tudor Jubilee bracelet. That you're in a resort, huh? That looks pretty great. Fantastic shots, man. Great shots tonight, guys. Lifestyles of the Basher famous. How great is that? Thank you so much for that. Those are fantastic picks. Fantastic picks. Andrew Wolkowicz says, another night with the cats. Well, these are cats we know intimately, so we want to know what they're up to, don't we? Unbelievable. Oh. Andy M says, solid watches, Nick. Cool collection. That is a collection, my friend. Yeah, that's a well thought out collection. You're getting your foot teared up. You're tearing up my foot when I'm with you. Foot, then a rub. Oh, look at that beautiful one. Oh. Princess. What a life that they have, huh? It's great to be loved that way. Thank you, of course, Andrew. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Sun is out. Kiki in serious mode. Steve Zaletsky. Look at this action. Oh, I mean, that's just not right. Oh, my God. A dog's life, right? Look at that. I love that it says Zaleski on the tag. Oh, what a beautiful baby. Incredible. Andy Ensign is showing a bit of leg, Andrew. Lovely cats. Amazing. Oh, what a beautiful puppy. Oh, that was great, Steve. Thank you so much for that. Terrific shot. The sun is out. Yeah. Then we've got Julian with his collection for today in the Gallery of Bastards, the Gallery of Julian. Oh, I canceled it by accident. Hold on. Let me start again. Let me start again. Living better than a body has a right to. Shaking me up so. And all I really know. See you come again. Here I go. The Great Windmill Street. Look at this. Look at this beautiful building. Only Julian could get like this, an overpass to look good. Texture, we have trees, we have brick, we have steel. Then, of course, the mystery begins. Entrance. Is that like an electric door, like a, what do you call it, automatic door? I can't tell. Oh, and now here's some actual, look at this. This is frameable museum art. This is something that should be at the show that Julian is going to do in London sometime. You should have a gallery show so we all have an excuse to go to London. How hard could that be? Call up a gallery. They all know who you are. You're a famous person. I know you know everybody. Hello, gallery show. We'll all come to London. I will. Look at that. Beautiful. You could sell some pieces too. You might make a fortune. Nah, it's incredible. Beautiful stuff. Wow. Amazing. Beautiful. Oh, this is very cool. This is another album cover. Look at this. This is another like a hypnosis UFO thing. If anybody's familiar with the band UFO, it's a band I really have always enjoyed. They always had great album covers, mostly done by Hypnosis. They were pretty great. Great stuff, Julian. And then, yes, crazy. Look at the colors there. Look at the eyes match that. Beautiful. Wow. What kind of a chair is that? Next to a railing, an arm. Like who sat in that chair and for what? And then this looks like the Trilon in Paris here from the 1939 World's Fair, Julian. Very much so, which is Paul's favorite thing in the world, the Trilon and the Perisphere. This looks like a modern interpretation of the Trilon and Perisphere, if you don't know what that is. And it's pretty great. That is Paul's favorite thing in the world. They tore it down because world fairs are temporary. But then in 64, 65, they put up the big Unisphere, and that remains because it was made by U.S. Steel. And I don't think we get our steel from the U.S. anymore. I think we get it from China. Gorgeous, Julian. Thank you so very, very much. Wait a second. I didn't do what I always do. I didn't do what I always do, so I'm going to do it again. Ready? I go back and we look through them. Ready? There you go. That's how we do it on the iBashers. We thumb back. When somebody sends me their art collection, we review and go back. Thank you, dearest Julian. Beautiful work, as always. As always. And then followed up with Steve McLeod of the Clan McLeod. Amazing. Gorgeous. Look at that. There's a road there. And there's a road to a distant love. And the eagle flies with the dove. Look at that. Wow, what's going on here? That's really cool, Steve. Wow. Oh, look at that. Never been to Scotland. One of these days I will be there. Beautiful. Look at that. That's frameable also. Gorgeous. Oh, so Oisin is still doing that, huh? Sorry, I'll catch the replay on Oisin's walkabout. Well, the wedding's obviously over. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful work, man. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, buddy. Those are beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Thank you so much. Melly C, Eminem Madness, Morgan Mindy Madness. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's more Covenant News. Hey, this is for you, Carolyn. Oh, man. I mean, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on now, mark me, babe. Can't you see that I am going to steal? Da, da, da. Look at the beautiful Mork. Oh, he is a beauty. And he loves hugs and cuddles. Mork centric just for her today. Lucky you. Hey, JHB. Don't worry. I'm still in there. We're good. Look at the beautiful Mork. In a paradise of purple. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful Mork. Oh. Oh, these are amazing. And there she is. There's the lady. She's like, don't disturb me. I'm getting my beauty rest. She's sleepy. Oh, sleepy kitty cat. Yeah, she's definitely not in the mood. You can tell. Oh, here's the cuddles. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's so beautiful. We love them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Mork and Mindy Madness. Mork and Mindy Madness. Yeah, I mean, we can't get enough. We just can't get enough Mork and Mindy Madness. Thanks, you guys. I'm so happy. They look so happy and healthy. And Mork especially looks so healthy. So grateful for that. Ray, we're going to get a glimpse into the shop where the magic is made. Oh, there's the loom you were talking about, right? There it is. The workshop. Wow. There's a loom. Look at that. How the hell does anybody do that? I do not know. Unbelievable. How do they do that? Incredible. Are you a creative guy? Do you think you'd be able to loom up your own jumper? Do you think so? Here's Neil. My walk along the Danube. The Danube. Wow. Look at the Danube. I've been to the Danube. Look at that, though. Oofa. That is gorgeous. Look at that. Yeah, it's one beautiful city. Look at that. I've not been to that city. There's the chain bridge over there. Amazing shot. Super great. Look at that. Thank you so much. Right across from past the Parliament and the Buddha Palace. Oh, okay. Melly C sent us a picture of an Omega tourbillon. Shit. You know, tourbillons are not my thing. I get the Scavazzo from them. I don't know what my problem is. I just get creeped out by them. They're creepy to me. So let's take a look. I don't hate that. I like it in the center like that. That was pretty cool looking watch. What's the price on that thing? Huh. The DeVille Tourbillon Bleu. Huh. Should we look that up? That was cool, Melly C. Thanks for sending that. I don't hate that one. Hey, Joe LaFaro. You're here. Send us a picture. Last longer. We're just looking at this. You like this, Joe? I'll play this again. Hold on, let me stop it. It's pretty beautiful. I know you're not an Omega guy, but, you know, you could be. Let's see. Share the screen. This is a pretty cool looking watch. Take a look. Since you missed it. Did I undo that? There you go. This is pretty cool. We'll go back to the tippity top. I don't hate that. Is that $100,000? It probably has to be, right? Andy M says there's a blue dial Omega tourbillon on Chrono 24, 1924 year, 124,000 pounds. Okay. All right, well, man, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. JHP, and an amagnetic watch works for flying. Certainly does. And we're back in we're all Omega out here. We're Omega out here. Looks great, JHP. Look at you. He's got his Seamaster in the shot. Look at that. Looks great. Of course, all of Omega's current lineup are amagnetic watches. They have been for quite a while. Nice cuff. Looking great. Who are you flying? Should we be nosy? I can't tell who that is, but you're in 1A. 1 Alpha is my favorite seat on a plane. I don't know how often I'll be getting that. I have to wait till I get my points up. But back in the day, I was 1 Alpha all day long. Because I was a spoiled little princess back in the day. Thanks, Dad, for all that you did for us. Guys, that's the Gallery of Bashtards. You didn't send me anything. Top Dog. You're number 1 today. I should at least have something from you, shouldn't I? I'm going to wait, Top Dog. I'm going to wait till you send me one picture. Send me the one picture that makes you tickets. You got it today. You're Basher of the Day. Basher of the Day. Does that do anything? Come on, I didn't do this today. This is all for all the ladies of the Bashers today. We love you all. Thank you so much for being a part of our stupid world that, men can't do anything right. We really can't. Oh boy, love the cupcake. He's obsessed with the cupcake. Let's go see what everybody's talking about, and I'll wait to see if he pops in for a minute or two to send us something. But where were we on the chit chats? Kevin Lenz, it's heavy rain and power out in our store. They told us we might lose our power, but we kept it. It's better to have a kazoo solo, Dirk and Emmett. In Dirk's case, pleather. That's correct. Sweet Tilly. Everybody's loving Tilly. Hi, Tilly. Steve Mexi says, hey, Nick, welcome. See? Carolyn Martin says, thank you to the community. Nick says, thanks all. Carolyn Martin. Tilly is gorgeous. She's beautiful. Robin's Bird. The beautiful Robin's Bird. Thank you, Honey Pie. Thank you so much. And Ray. I don't know what that means. Tilly is an American staffy. So one of you, indeed, a staffy. You don't see that very much. Top Dog says, welcome, Nick. He's Basher of the Day today, but he didn't send me a picture, even though I'm looking there. Steve McLeod just sent me a picture. Cheers all. Thank you. Andy M says, bold watch citizens. They are. I love it. Smash that like button. If you're Barbara Streisand. She likes the other side. Andrew Elkovich says, I have a charcoal double-breasted suit that a lady bought me for in 1990 for a company Christmas party. It still fits. Great party. She would have loved it, but I took someone else and left with another. You pig. Cabot Watch Company. Very cool. The CWC SBS 2008. I actually dive it. Cool. Hey, Ray4964 Shugamani, my second favorite Italian orb. Lavastoviglie. You know what my favorite word is, Ray? Shugamani is a great word. My favorite word is colazione, and it's always been my favorite word. Breakfast. There's a lot of words. I tend to like all the yone words. Castiglione. et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, Shugamani is a great word. It's a great word, isn't it? It's towels. It's pretty great. I love that. Solid watches, Nick. Great collection. Cheers, mate, says Nick Brooker. The cat on the roof will sneak into somebody's house and cuddle. I hope so. I hope that that's true. Andrew says Robin's bird. He sent us. Yeah, well, we got it. That's great. And I've got one from. I don't have anything from. What's up going on with you? I'm waiting. I'm holding. I'm like pausing the show until I get a picture out of Top Dog. Andy M says, "Show a bit of leg at you." Tilly says, "Tracy Ferris. Too many cute puppies. I know. I went down for a nap once and woke up to another cat that snuck inside the door and ate food and got cuddles, then left." She looked at golf. Do you know, it's funny, I have a similar story, but we weren't sleeping. We were all at the family dinner table. This is in the late 70s, early 80s. And we had an Irish wolfhound. And we used to feed it at the table. And we're sitting around. My father's like passing food to the dog. And turns out this dog was not our dog. It had broken through the screen door. And when everybody realized it, everybody kind of panicked and the dog ran out the front door. I felt so bad about that dog. Like, where did that dog go? It was obviously somebody's dog. It was happy. Like, if that were the case now, I know for a fact that that dog would have lived in my parents' house for sure. Sorry, I'll catch the replay. You're on Sheen's Walkabout. Well, meh. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Julian, there are no words. Agreed. Robin's bird says Eminem. Of course, we love the Eminem madness. Cat cuddle time is precious. It's Merc time. She knows it. Brilliant, Steve. Mork. Amazing, says Top Dog. Hey, Top Dog, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for one picture for your Basher of the Day. I want your Basher of the Day picture. I'm not shutting down the show until you do that. Wow, says him, Ray. Respect, Ray. Indeed, get on that. You're never late, Joe. Never late, ever. Price for that thing. That's a very cool watch, says Joe LaFaro. LOL, Olga didn't want to bring the vibe. You're not bringing the vibe down. I want a picture, a happy picture of you doing something that makes you happy. So we can all clap and say, yay. Joe LaFaro, I said, you're not an Omega guy, and you just sent me a picture of an Omega. Oh, my God. Ray, translation, more doggy action, please. Oh, okay. Okay, it sounded dirty. Passo di sotto. Correct again, Andrew. You speak to me. Pig, I'm almost offended. It's not easy being me. The me that other men wish they could be, that someone has to be so be. I'm joking with love, my friend. Hey, Fergal. Now you're late. Oh, boy. Hope you're well, JHB. And Fergal says, busy day, work, fell asleep after dinner. It's absolutely fine. You're here. It's fine. It's just, I'm joking. It's okay if you go over there. You sent you a vintage Omega. Okay, let's check it out. This is Joe LaFaro. It's a cosmic. Oh, I love these. Oh, man. Look at that. Joe LaFaro. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. How long have you had that? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Look at that. It's absolutely beautiful. Which one is it? Let me see. What year is that? I'm looking it up right now. I can't find it. Let's go back to his picture. Is that from like the late 60s? Because it's got the crosshairs on it. Oh my God. Oh, I love that case. I love everything about these. Now, is that gold or is it filled gold? Well, I looked for one of those a couple of years ago and they were so hard to find. What year is that, Joe LaFaro? Please tell us. Please tell us. Do you have a year on that? Oof, everybody's losing their shit over that right now. Oh my God. I'm not sure, but I think 70s. I think it's like 71. Let me pull that up for a second. Why does it keep switching tabs? Don't do that. Okay, hold on. Let me go look it up. Because I have it in the tabs. That's why it did that. Okay. Cosmic released. I think it's the first one was in the 60s. '66 to 80. The initial models were introduced in late 66. So let's do 1966. Yep. Yeah, all the ones in the late 60s are the crosshair ones. So you might have gotten in under the wire there, buddy, because that is fantastic. Wow, oof, the cosmic. I love the cosmic. Not gold. Well, it's gold filled, I guess. I mean, it's so funny. Like, watches are all gold now, and they cost $1 trillion. But back in the day, watches were gold plated, except for maybe Rolex, Patek Philippe. But a lot of Patek Philippe's that are gold have batteries in them. So, yeah, cosmic is stunning. Of course, you like it. And Steve McLeod, this was in the toilet of a house I was surveying. Thank you for reminding me. I have to go get Rose toilet roll. Because I noticed she was asked, do you need anything? And she's like, no, I don't think so. I'm like, yeah, you need toilet roll. It's got a radio. Radio. It's a new sensation. Look at that. That's cool. Who doesn't want a radio in the turlet? You like that, Joe? In the turlet. I got to put Earl in the burla, and then I got to call the plumber because there's something wrong with the turlet. Only people from our neck of the woods would know what that means. It's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. Guys, that's it. Hey, Top Dog, we love you. I waited. He's laughing. We waited. But anyway, great to have everybody on the show. That's the show for today. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the big guy at 6:05 p.m. Same bash time, same bash channel. Thanks to today's show is dedicated to all the beautiful women of the iBashers. We love each and every one of you. Without you, we'd be nothing. Literally. Thanks, everybody. Remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And remember, if a woman tells you that she was assaulted by a man, you better fucking believe it. Instead of coming up with some political excuses of why she's a liar. Okay? Don't do that. You know why? We're better than that. Bashers.